Welcome, curious minds. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the fast-paced world of pro sports.
Specifically, a WNBA game happening tonight.
That's right, the Los Angeles Sparks versus the Indiana Fever. We've got
Sure.
quite a bit of info here, sources covering the matchup, and what's really fascinating is how, well, one single piece of news just completely changes the picture.
It really does. We're going to look at how player availability, it's not just a small thing. It can actually force major strategy shifts, affect team dynamics, and even change the betting lines. It's a
Yeah.
great example of how just a couple of key details can really bring a whole game into focus fast. Shows you how interconnected everything is.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's unpack this game, figure out who might step up, maybe what you should watch for if you're tuning in tonight, or even if you're just, curious about how quickly these sports situations can flip.
All right.
So the big news, the bombshell really, heading into this Sparks Fever game tonight, it's set for 7 p.m. Eastern at Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indy, is Caitlin Clark. She's out,
So,
officially ruled out for the Fever.
and the ripple effect from that is pretty immediate and interesting. Clark's dealing with a left groin injury. And it's worth mentioning, some sources pointed out she had a season-low 6 points last game before she was pulled.
Whoa, okay.
So maybe not totally out of the blue, but without her, without that unique gravity, how she draws defenders, opens up the perimeter Indiana's offense, well, it has to change.
Right,
They're going to lean much more heavily now on Aliyah Boston inside. Kelsey Mitchell's playmaking, which is really developed, and Natasha Howard's versatility, too.
So it's not just about who's taking the shots now. It's like the whole offensive philosophy kind of has to shift on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
And Boston, you mentioned her, she's been playing incredibly well lately, hasn't she?
Oh, absolutely. Aliyah Boston, her recent road trip was just stellar, averaging, 24.7 points a game?
Yeah.
And shooting, 66.7% from the field. That's efficiency.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's not just scoring, it's how efficient she is in the paint. Her finishing in the pick and roll has improved a lot. That's going to be absolutely critical now. Without Clark handling the ball so much, running the show, you might see Kelsey Mitchell stepping more into that true point guard role. Setting the pace, looking for those early post feeds, her crucial playmaking leadership that sources mentioned, it becomes even more important now.
Yeah, that makes sense. It does make you wonder, though, if defenses can now just kind of collapse more on Boston and Mitchell without having to worry so much about Clark pulling them out to the three-point line.
That's the tactical question, exactly.
But then you look at the other side, the LA Starks. They're really having a tough time sitting at 4-11, right? And on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, struggling.
Our sources say, even though they're getting consistent scoring from players like Kia Nurse and Lexi Brown and Nika Agwamike is providing that veteran leadership, they just haven't been able to snap out of this losing skid.
Which, creates a real opportunity here for them, doesn't it? With Clark out, this struggling Sparks team might see a chance.
And no,
Exactly. Can they actually capitalize? Can they use their own scorers to finally get a win, break this streak, now that Indiana's missing its star? It ties into the betting outlook, too, which has shifted quite a bit.
right. What are the lines saying now?
Well, the consensus seems to be leaning towards a tighter game, probably lower scoring. Several insights are pointing towards the under 167 total points being a potentially good bet.
Okay, so Indiana's still favored at home.
Yeah.
But it's expected to be more of a grinded out type of game.
Seems like it, yeah.
My read, looking at everything, is that, look, if Boston and Mitchell really step up and find a rhythm in this adjusted offense, Indiana probably still has the edge. But the Sparks are going to come out hard, try to exploit this unexpected situation, maybe push the pace, try to draw some fouls early on Boston.
Definitely. It really highlights that butterfly effect in sports,
Yeah.
How one change, one player out can just cascade through everything. It forces everyone, players and coaches, to adapt right there in the moment.
Yeah, it really does.
So what does this all mean for you?
It really just underscores how quickly one piece of news, like a star player suddenly being unavailable, can totally reshape expectations, strategies, everything, even for a game happening just hours from now. It's like watching adaptation happen live.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? In any situation, really, sports, business, maybe even just planning your day,
Yeah.
how much can one single variable, one unexpected event, truly change the whole outcome? And how quickly do others adjust to fill that gap?
Something to definitely ponder as you watch the game tonight, or just, observe things playing out around you. That's our deep dive for today.